Doing? Woo, glad to hear it. So welcome to second to last session for today, the IT Recognition Awards. Thanks all for being here today. They keep inviting me back for some reason to MC these things, but I guess we'll find out why in a bit, right? So last year I opened with a joke, and I don't know if anybody appreciated that. We were having some technical difficulties, right? And it was a joke about UDP, but I don't know if anybody got it. Oh, geez, right? Anyway, that was really terrible. I'm sorry about that. So you're not supposed to give a response, okay? Right? So anyway, thanks for joining us at the end of day one for the IT Professionals Conference. I hope you all enjoyed all of your sessions today. Can we give a hand to anybody presenters in our room or any presenters that aren't here for taking the time to share their work and all their talents with us? Thank you. I also wanted to thank Sarah Lois Brooks and CTO Todd Schechter for sponsoring us, as well as the IT Professionals Conference Group for giving us this space to host the awards program. And if I'm not loud enough, just let me know, step closer to the microphone. Thanks. So like I said, we're ending today with our 6th annual Information and Technology Awards program, which highlights just a few of the information and technology professionals who support and serve the mission of the university. These awards began in 2020, back in the day, right, to intentionally recognize the many contributions of information and technology professionals. We share their stories and shine a light on the important work of our community. We are committed to ensuring people feel seen for the great things they do and give new ways to appreciate each other. So our first award of the day is the Ellen La Luzerne Community Engagement Award. So next slide. Yay. All right. So I did not personally know Ellen, but I wanted to share a little bit about her. Before she passed in 2023, Ellen La Luzerne was a valued member of our community who had an outsized impact as a technician and a colleague. During her university days, Ellen was a member of the Do It Desktop support team, and she greatly enjoyed working with her colleagues. Her work at UW-Madison was only a continuation of her life's work, which was dedicated to helping those who helped others and supporting everyone around her with unrelenting empathy. To present the award and introduce the winner, I'd like to hand off to my colleague, Lisa Jansen.
It is my honor to give this award to Ella Chopik. For those who don't know, I have the privilege of working with Ella at Merit in the School of Education. I would like to see a show of hands. How many of you have been a member of the Computer Lab Administrators community? How many have been an IT mentor or mentee? How many of you attended the IT Support Symposium last month? All right. Well, whether you know it or not, all of you have been beneficiaries of Ella's community building. She founded and co-leads the Computer Lab Administrators community. She co-leads the IT Mentoring Committee. Last year, while participating in the More Leaders program, she developed a vision for an event to connect and grow the IT support community. She recruited and chaired the planning committee, and they filled all 100 seats at the very first ever IT support symposium. As one nominator said, she created a different type of conference for anyone who is a support professional. I loved how we were able to sit with different people throughout the day and chat and learn from each other about so many different topics. Another nominator said they were blown away but not surprised by the meticulous and thoughtful planning. It was hard to believe that it was just the first one, and they know it won't be the last. Ella's community building extends well beyond our campus. For the past 10 years, she's volunteered with SIGUX, the Special Interest Group on University and College Computing Services of the Association for Computing Machinery. Last year, she co-led the planning committee for their annual conference, and this year she received their Hall of Fame award. According to that nomination, she brought together plenary sessions on ethics in AI and community building in higher education IT, leading to rich and thoughtful discussions in groups large and small. Whether it's sitting with new friends at lunch, facilitating a leadership improv session, or karaoke in the hospitality suite after dinner, Ella is the person who models the SIGUX spirit. And I just want to say, Ella, that I see you model this spirit every day. And I want to thank you for all you do to build community within Merit on our campus and beyond. So congratulations on your much deserved award.
Hi, everyone. My name is Amanda Johnson. I'm from the College of Engineering. I'm also a member of the IT Awards Committee. Our next award is going to be the Janet E. Plato Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Award. But before I turn it over to the presenter, I just wanted to say a few words about Janet. Tuesday marks 9 years since Janet passed. Janet was a network engineer and developer at UW-Madison, and she was at Do It, and I was working with her at the time. I'm humbled to have an opportunity to keep Janet's legacy alive in the UW-Madison community. I had the pleasure, the opportunity to work with her during my time at Do It, and I miss the random, like, super intense conversations that we'd have. Her wit, curiosity, generosity, and kindness are greatly missed. And now I'm going to pass it over to Caitlin, who's going to present this year's award.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of DeWitt's Office of Community, Climate, and Engagement, it is my distinct honor and pleasure to present this award to Jose Medina Gonzalez. If you know Jose, you know that their ability to lift up and live the values of diversity, equity, and inclusion come from a place of personal authenticity and courage. Jose leads by example. They connect with their colleagues with an honest desire to know others and to be seen fully. Jose lives DEI not by making sure they have the language just right or have read all the most current articles, although I wouldn't doubt it if they had, but by speaking their own truth and showing up out of a genuine care for others. And although it can be easy to forget when you're around Jose, being honest and being yourself is not always encouraged or rewarded. It's an act of bravery and courage. It's not only because Jose embodies the values of DEI that he deserves this award. Jose has also put in the work. They're a member of DeWitt's Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Committee, and while there has helped to coordinate the EDIC Book Club, as well as contributing new ideas for inclusive excellence programming that have already gained traction. Jose has supported my office, the Office of Community, Climate, and Engagement, with attention and investment in our charge to make DeWitt a more engaged and inclusive workplace. This has included providing astute and thoughtful feedback as a Search and Screen committee member and as a participant in a pilot course on bias in the Search and Screen process. In addition, Jose has provided guidance and perspective on a number of other office-based initiatives, helping to shape and inform our work as a new office within DeWitt. Perhaps Jose's ability to support the work to make DeWitt a great place to work for all is second nature. In my mind, a great place to work is a place where my colleagues are honest, provide and solicit feedback, share openly, are funny, and balance getting the work done with treating each other as whole people, all quality that Jose himself exudes. And all these qualities have a ripple effect. One person's authenticity can be contagious. It can invite the people around them to feel the same permission to be their true selves. This is the power of embodying the values of diversity, equity, and inclusion, not only in word, but in action. Thank you, Jose, for making DeWitt a more joyful and inclusive place to work.
Good afternoon. It is my honor to present this award to Weizhong Wang. Some of you may know Weizhong as the driving force behind the UW Knowledge Base, which he created over 25 years ago. When the UW Knowledge Base was first created, it started as a tool for the Do It Help Desk as a way to share knowledge among staff. From there, it spread to departments across Do It, then to the rest of campus, which brings us to today, where we have over 350 spaces across UW-Madison, over 21 partners, campus partners across the state and across the country, and with over 75,000 published documents sharing knowledge with campus faculty, staff, and students. If you have had the privilege of working with Weizhong, then you probably also know him as someone who is as immensely talented as he is tirelessly dedicated. His commitment to his core values, along with his willingness to explore new ideas and continuously innovate, have made him into the skilled system architect he is today. Indeed, I cannot think of the number of times that he has said that something could not be done, and then sometimes months later has casually mentioned that he has indeed figured out a way to do it. His work and contributions benefit not just those lucky enough to be his colleagues, but the university at large, and I could not be happier to present him with this award today. Thank you.
All right. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Again, my name is Todd Schechter. I serve as Chief Technology Officer for our university, and I'm here today to present the 2025 Team Achievement Award. Before I do that, though, I'd like to take a moment and recognize the committee that brought together this 6th Annual IT Awards. If you're part of that committee, could you please stand and be recognized? All right, thank you all. And back to the Team Achievement Award. So the team that we will be recognizing today is a team within the Division of Information Technology. For the last couple of years, they have been working collaboratively across the university to not only operate safely and securely our Campus Active Directory, but also bring together our various distributed Active Directory domains, over 50 of them. Active Directory consolidation is not one of those things that you wake up in the morning and say, yes, I am excited to do this. Well, okay, maybe some folks do, not me. But it is something that we, as a university IT community, have come to embrace. Having multiple Active Directories is not only a poor experience for our students, staff, and faculty, it is also a risk for cybersecurity, and it holds us back from taking advantage of many of the benefits of a single username and password across the entire university. The Campus Active Directory team has worked collaboratively to understand the needs of schools, colleges, departments, and divisions who have run their own Active Directory domains for many years and who have built critical business processes around these domains. Additionally, I know they have really appreciated the support and partnership from so many that are gathered here today. They have listened to the technical considerations and have done their absolute best to work with each group to understand how to take care of their needs as they have migrated and continue to migrate into Campus Active Directory. Their goal in migrating domains is to not break teaching and learning, not break outreach, and not break research, the absolute core missions of our university. Quoting one IT leader from the School of Medicine and Public Health, the SMPH Informatics and IT team is proud to recognize the outstanding leadership, collaboration, and technical excellence demonstrated by the UW-Madison Active Directory Project team. Since the Campus Active Directory project's beginning, we've worked closely with this team on one of the most complex and impactful infrastructure migrations we have taken on as a team. Their commitment to the success of this project has been instrumental in guiding our transitions to date. This project not only has strengthened our identity and access management capabilities, but also laid a foundation for future innovation across campus, especially as we move further towards cloud-native identities. The project team's dedication and professionalism make them truly deserving of a Team Achievement Award. And with this, I'd like to recognize the following members of the Identity and Access Management team and friends for their contributions as awardees for the 2025 Team Achievement Award. They are Abriana Barca, Tony Brzezinski, Allison Caffrey, Craig Cook, Tomomi Imamura, Richie Marcinkowitz, Ben Pommering, Joe Tarter, Tiffany Thayer, and Max Yang. Please let's recognize their efforts.
Good afternoon, everybody. I have the distinct pleasure here to announce our Rising Star Award winner. Now, one of the interesting things, of course, in the Rising Star when we're looking at these nominations is we're looking at people in their first 5 years of their career at UW. But that's really about all the job history we have available to us, so we don't really know if this is their second, third, fourth job. In this case, this person is 5 years out from receiving their degree, so this is all early career stuff that has been done, and frankly has impressed me enough that I had to place a nomination, and as well as Lisa Jansen did the nomination as well here, so we had a couple speaking up for this one here. I'll say in the 5 years since this person graduated, and note that that means they were onboarded during COVID, during the first year, which is likely the hardest and worst time to onboard anybody and have them be set up for any level of success, let alone thriving. He came into the School of Education, and he immediately started making a big impact using some of the experience that he had with working previously in a healthcare data center for a brief period of time, and adapted all that to higher ed IT. He became known for his strong collaboration skills, system engineering enterprise, and innovative thinking. He completed the More Leadership Program in 2023 and then hadn't had enough learning yet, so went on and got a CISSP in 24 and became our school's very first information security officer. In this role, he strengthened the school's cybersecurity posture, led risk assessments, handled incidents, and established key policies. He's led critical projects, including a data center migration and Active Directory migration, and is already supervising one staff member and happens to co-chair this little committee called MIST. Maybe you've heard of it. He's had impact on campus IT policies, and again, this is all in just 5 years. So it is my incredible pleasure to announce my colleague Jackson Kessner as this year's Rising Star Award winner.
Order down here. Good afternoon, everyone. It's really an honor to be here today and present Garrett Smith with the Unsung Hero Award. I'm Edna Ledesma, and I'm a faculty member or assistant professor in the Department of Planning and Landscape Architecture. I'm also the director of the Kaufman Lab for the Study and Design of Food Systems and Marketplace Design. And we have been trying effortlessly to find a way to recognize the amount of work that Garrett has done for our team. As part of our work, we do outreach, work a lot with extension, and work directly with community, specifically on addressing food security and food sovereignty through farmers markets research. And Garrett is an exemplary model of how an academic staff member's work can critically address the success of the University of Wisconsin's Wisconsin idea. We nominated him for many reasons, but a key one is because he's decisive and successful role in developing our toolkit, which is called Farm to Facts, which provides farmers market managers and local food organizations critical research support. His work over the last 8 years, he has been with our team for 8 years. For me, it's been 5. And we work very closely with him. His work has helped advance student learning, has applied basic science to community research, has created and improved the toolkit that we use across the U.S. and Canada, and has promoted community and economic development, food security and health in both urban and rural communities across demographic differences and within ecological sustainability. Thanks to his work, our tool reaches over 100 farmers markets across the country in 14 different states. Garrett is an academic staff member who has and continues to perform the absolute critical functions of coding, the unsung hero aspect, part of it, that has found our research and service, making new knowledge possible in a way that the tool becomes a real actionable product for community members. We measure the impact of communities through this toolkit, which they operationalize, a data collection toolkit. A second reason for why we nominated him, and I think it's a really critical one, is because Garrett has served as an incredible mentor to our students. In our lab, we're about 25 different individuals, faculty, academic staff. We've got undergrad, graduate, PhD students that work in 3 different teams. We have a research team, a marketing and outreach team, and we have a development team, and he really champions that development team. I want to just read a couple of excerpts of the nomination letters from 2 students. The first is from Nolan Heggie. He's a senior in data science, where he's about to be a senior this year, but he's been with the lab since he was a freshman, thanks to the URS program. He says, as I've moved up in the lab from a simple internship experience to a leadership position, the guidance Garrett has provided me along every step of the way has been invaluable. Garrett is not only a skilled programmer, but a skilled teacher and a mentor as well. Starting a new position can be scary for many undergraduate students who, like myself, have little to no experience working in the field they're studying in college. However, Garrett has made myself and many other students feel comfortable when starting their work in the lab while still holding them accountable to do the best that they can. The mentorship that Garrett has provided for me and other undergraduate students in the lab has gone far and beyond what would be considered for someone in his position. The lessons that I've learned about working with programming as well as being a leader are lessons that will likely stick with me long after I finish my work in the lab. And one last expert is from Rachel Fu, and she's an alumni of the university, has been out for a couple of years now. She works at Expedia in Seattle. And she says, I've now been working for 2.5 years in the tech world, and I look back at my experience I gained in the front-end development fondly, as a unique opportunity that is hard to come by in the traditional classroom. Thanks to Garrett's close mentorship, I was exposed to software development practices and widely used coding language that gave me a head start in transitioning to industry. For that and many reasons, we are incredibly grateful, and congratulations, Garrett. Gave that one away.
Hello, my name is Carol Riff, and I'm director of the Institute on Aging here at UW-Madison, and I'm really thrilled to be here to present a second Unsung Hero Award to Jim Porter, who has been the IT maven at the Institute on Aging for more than 30 years. It's been my great gift in life to work with him over that long period of time. Our institute is primarily a research institute, although we do a lot of outreach activities as well. Jim oversees dozens of computers that are located at multiple sites all around campus. He oversees networks, websites, databases, phones, printers for all of these endeavors. And in the letters that were written about Jim, the theme that emerges again and again is how he provides help and input with goodwill, no matter what the circumstances, no matter what the level of urgency. He helps us enormously with running large events here on the UW campus. We just finished a 2-day conference at the Fluno Center where we had researchers coming in from around the country, and Jim's quiet and pivotal roles in getting everything to work well at this meeting, which is an annual meeting, is always astounding. We see the same thing in his performance at the annual Institute on Aging Colloquium, which is a community event, our Eloquence and Eminence lecture series. He also represents us at professional meetings, the Gerontological Society. He plays a pivotal role in the public dissemination of the massive anonymized data files that we generate from the Institute on Aging, and we make these available on multiple platforms to researchers around the world. Over 30,000 researchers are using and publishing from our data. And I want to make this observation. I think we would probably all agree that work is sometimes difficult. Situations arise that require reconfiguring access to secure information very quickly, facilitating remote access, providing extra precautions, changing passwords, resetting computers, phones, independent problem solving when the internet is down, installing mobile hubs when necessary. Jim never fails to rise to all of these occasions. He's doing endless IT troubleshooting, always with a smile on his face. And it was observed by one of our colleagues at the Institute on Aging. It's a small place, and we sometimes need people to volunteer for things, and he's always the first one to volunteer. So I would say everyone at our institute has been made more capable and more able to do their job because of the generous, capable, and kind input from Jim Porter. My honor to give him this award.
All right. Hi, I'm Anna Lewis, and it's truly my honor to announce the first of 2 Lifetime Achievement Award winners in IT. And I am merely one of half dozen people who nominated this particular individual. And before I reveal their name, I'm asking 2 very purposefully open-ended questions that I've adapted slightly from Mary Oliver's original quote. One of them is, what will you do with this one wild and precious career? And what will lifetime achievement in your career look like? If you are our winner, Lisa Jansen, it means devoting 38 years at the universities of Wisconsin and UW-Madison and leaving an impact that is both broad and deep. Broad in that almost all of you in this room and online have directly benefited from Lisa's work. That is with your pay and your titling. Lisa co-led a very critical compensation gap analysis And she's also served as the expert in reviewing the initial assortment of TTC IT titles. Broad also in terms of shared governance, whether that's through awards or the nominations committee, and broad in terms of community development, whether you've been here long enough to remember ComEts or have seen her as the co-founder of the Divisional IT Leadership Group, or the Divisional Technology Leadership Group. Her impact is deep. If you've been lucky enough to be a direct report of Lisa's, you know how seriously she takes her role as manager. As Sue Wire reminded me that just this morning, Lisa is devoted to the development and recognition of her staff, which you might have an inkling given how many of Merit's staff are winning IT awards today. We do have a really amazing team. Personally, for me, Lisa has been a mentor, a coach, a colleague, a thought partner, and a friend. She is the best open-ended question asker I've ever met, and she has really nailed the whole leading, managing, doing mix, and she was one of the original ITLP cohort members. She also has an insane amount of knowledge about foxes, pest control, and falling concrete, given her tenure as Van Nuys Hall's facility manager. So I don't unfortunately have time to share all of the fawning and glowing compliments her colleagues, past and present, had to share about Lisa, but know that they are all the types of sentiments that would make her parents beam with pride. So please join me in congratulating Lisa Jansen on an impressive and impactful career, and join me in asking, what will you do with this one wild and precious retirement? Also, Lisa's going to be making some remarks.
Thank you for that, Anna. And thank you to everyone who nominated me for this award. This is truly an honor. I also want to say a special thank you to everyone who planned this conference and these awards. It takes vision, time, and effort to put on events like this one and the Information and Technology Leadership Conference. For some of you, that has meant stepping way outside your comfort zone and doing things like promoting events at office hours and ITCCC, and cajoling your colleagues into giving presentations, and even giving presentations in front of lots of people. You all have my deepest respect and gratitude. And I hope you find, as I have, that you get more from those experiences than you put into them. I feel like the luckiest person in the world to have worked my entire career on this campus and to have stumbled into IT at a time when anyone with an interest in technology and a willingness to learn on the job could create such an interesting and rewarding career. And to give you an idea of how long ago I started in Extension, but I worked on this campus. And our county extension offices had all just received their first computers, one per county. They were compact portables with 5¼ inch floppy drives, 1200 baud modems, and tiny black screens with green text. They ran DOS because Windows hadn't been invented yet. Very few people had ever heard of a computer mouse. They used something called Wiscom software to dial into a microvax on campus to collect their email, which secretaries would then print out on a dot matrix printer and put in everybody's mailboxes. And we all thought that was amazing. And it was at that time. And just how great is it to work in a profession that has come so far and is still changing and achieving things that most of us couldn't even have imagined a few years ago. In my career, I've been lucky to have supervisors like Reed Gilligan and Bruno Browning who encouraged me to get involved in shared governments and shared governance, where I met non-IT colleagues from around campus who I never would have met in my day-to-day work. And I learned how different parts of the university operated. That's also where I first learned things like how to facilitate meetings and how to lead without authority. I've also been lucky to work in a place where if you have a good idea, you can often run with it. Comets started out as a planning committee for a single event, and it grew into a community of practice with more than 300 members on campus. Look at what Ella did with her good idea. She created the IT Support Symposium. Many of the things under the IT Connects umbrella started with somebody's good idea, a bunch of volunteers, and support from leadership. That's the kind of place where I want to work. As I look back on my career, there is so much more to be grateful for. I'm grateful to all of the students, faculty, and staff that I've worked with in Extension, LNS, and especially the School of Education. I'm grateful for the More IT Leaders program. I'm grateful to be part of a larger IT community of really smart, interesting, hardworking, creative colleagues. I've enjoyed working with so many of you on projects and solving problems together over the years. And now, as I prepare to retire, I'm especially grateful for the Wisconsin retirement system. I've had a great career, and this award is just such a nice bow to put on top of it. Thank you.
Hi, friends. It is my honor to present the second Lifetime Achievement Award to my boss, Mary Evenson. Mary has been a fixture of UW IT communications since 1988, when she began her career as a marketing specialist at the UW-Madison Academic Computing Center. In the 37 years since then, she's written, rewritten, edited, researched, fact-checked, documented, published, pivoted, assigned, spiked, and rescued countless stories and projects, and somehow made it all look easy. But if you ask anyone who's worked with her, they'll tell you that her real legacy comes from the relationships she made, the people she mentored, and the teams she built. And I have proof of that. Over the past week, I've secretly reached out to about 150 of her current and former colleagues to ask them to share one sentence about the impact Mary had on their lives and careers. And it wasn't very hard to get them to do it. So here's a selection, because I couldn't do it all in the time I have, of some of the things her colleagues had to say about her. It's been an honor to work alongside Mary, a communications pro who spent decades translating the geek speak with grace, grit, and just the right amount of wit. Diane Stoyanovich, which I hope I said right, sorry if I didn't. Mary taught me that the best leaders, the ones you want to work for and with, lead with humanity above all else. Whitney Jacobson. Mary's belief in my leadership potential and encouragement to step beyond my comfort zone helped me find the path that led to where I am today. Laura Grady. Mary is by far the best boss I ever had, a stellar coach, colleague, and friend. Kyle Henderson. Mary was an incredible mentor to me, showing that a mom of three can balance it all and still continue to grow professionally. Dawn Martinez. Mary was one of my favorite hires when we were at Mac, always upbeat, professional, and a joy to work with. Kathy Dwelly. Mary is the kindest, most considerate boss I've ever had, and she now serves as my example for thoughtful leadership in my own career journey. Lauren Bruce. Through life's many challenges, she said, "I can do this," and she did, to great effect. Brian Rust. What your colleagues will remember most is how you made them feel, truly seen, genuinely supported, and united in a shared mission. Phyllis Trigue. I have more, but you get the idea. For my part, I'll add that Mary has a gift for believing in people and seeing their potential, and her belief brings out the best in them. I can think of no one more deserving of a Lifetime Achievement Award than the best boss I've ever had, Mary Evenson.
Thank you. Okay, well, nobody told me I needed waterproof mascara today, so I'm not sure I'm entirely prepared. But I just want to say thank you. I am so humbled by that introduction, your kind words from you, Nick, from my colleagues, from those who nominated me. This is just such an incredible honor. And as Connor can attest to, I was incredibly blown away when I was notified that I was to receive this award. It wasn't even on my radar. I hadn't even thought about it. I was just, it came entirely out of the blue for me. And I'm just so very thrilled. As a communications professional, it's not often that I'm speechless, but I really was. It took me a minute to even compose an email to send back to Connor saying, yes, I would be happy to accept the award. I want to thank the folks who nominated me. I also want to thank my team at Do It. I have an amazing staff at Do It. They're wonderful as you can see. They're a fantastic bunch. I'd also like to thank my colleagues at Do It. And of course, I want to thank my colleagues in distributed IT. You have been supportive. You've offered guidance. You've offered feedback to me, sometimes when I didn't want it, but I took it anyway. And I really appreciated that. I want you to know that we took that feedback to heart. And I'd like to think that it helped us make IT communications better on this campus. We have really strived to do that, and I hope we've had some, move the needle in some way. I know that it made me a better communicator. One last thing, I'm also thrilled to be accepting this award alongside my colleague Lisa Jansen. Lisa, do you remember back years ago when we would meet for coffee and talk about the future of our careers? And look where we are today. So I'm thrilled to be accepting this award. I'm thrilled to be retiring alongside my colleague and friend Lisa. And I just want to thank you again all so very much. I really am truly honored and humbled.
And as we all know, that's the last of the awards, but Amanda Thornton has told me that I get to play Steve Jobs for a moment and say, but there's one more. It's a secret award that Dominic will share now.
Todd Schechter, can you please come up here and help me out with this? And this time I promise it's not to help me with my technology. Hello, everyone. My name is Dominic Ledesma, and I am the Assistant Vice Provost for Culture, Climate, Engagement with Do It. And I wanted to take just a little bit of podium time to break from our original lineup of awards because we wanted to create a special one-time award/recognition for the special contributions and work that Todd Schechter does for and with campus's IT community. And Todd is so involved with so many things on this campus and with IT, you wouldn't believe the lengths to which we had to go to keep this a secret from him, so he wouldn't find out. So Amanda, Connor, thank you so much for co-conspiring. I think we got him. So initial conversations, we wanted to call this the Todd Schechter is Awesome Award, but then we decided Organizational Impact Award does good, not only to highlight Todd, but also the work that he does on campus. So in my role as Do It's Assistant Vice Provost for Culture, Climate, Engagement, I think a lot about the social architecture and the social mechanics of what we do, why we do it, and how we do it as well. And so it was very clear when I started with Do It immediately to see how much of a presence, how much of a force for good, how much of an asset, how much of a good person and a good colleague Todd is to this campus and to this respective community. And so this is clear not only to me, but also to many others that Todd is a deeply valued member of our IT community. He builds positive and credible and trusting relationships wherever he goes. This is not just within Do It, but with distributed IT units and colleagues and leaders across campus and also in national spaces. You get out there, folks, you say from UW-Madison, oh, do you know Todd Schechter? Oh, yeah, I know him, I work with him. Like, he's out there. He brings a gentle and a thoughtful facilitation style into any room that puts people at ease and makes them feel seen. So in other words, Todd Schechter isn't just a professional brand, he's a whole vibe, y'all. He's a whole vibe. So we could have read the laundry list of initiatives and projects that he's a part of, but today we simply wanted to recognize the very selfless person behind all of his selfless work. So I'm going to close with a quote from Lois, who really wanted to be here this afternoon, but wasn't able to because she had. Lois is here. Hey, Lois. Permission to share your quote for you, or you? All right. So Lois says from the back of the room, Todd has been the driving force in building the IT community as a true community who come together to create solutions. His commitment to moving us forward together has deepened our culture of collaboration. And because of that, we're stronger and more effective in solving the challenges we face. So with this special recognition and the Organizational Impact Award, thank you, Todd, for being who you are and all that you do. We're happy to recognize you for this, and thank you again. So,
Thank you, everyone. As some folks know, I got Lois a couple months ago. Y'all got me today. So, we have, boy, it's an amazing community that we're a part of, and we all build that community every day. We bring our best selves. We're proud of the work that we do. We're proud of the students, staff, and faculty who benefit from the services that we provide. And I'm just so thankful to be part of this community of information and technology professionals that come together. So thank you, everybody. It's awesome to be here, and I'm so proud of the community that we build together every single day.
Wow, that was awesome. Great. So what a vibe we got going on here today. So I just want to say congrats again to all the thanks, Nick. To all the award winners. I'm a little bit tongue, right? To all the award winners today, you're all amazing people and well deserved. I want to thank anybody who submitted a nomination. I've been on the committee now a couple of years, and I swear it gets harder every year. People get better at writing and sharing stories for all the work that you do here, both as people in this room, people online, and the people who are actively doing their jobs right this very moment. So, I mean, as demonstrated by all these award winners, we have so many information technology professionals with wide-ranging skill sets and expertise who support and serve the mission of the university. These individuals share their time and knowledge with others toward building a more engaged, robust, and diverse community. Would I thank everybody for being here today, for shining a light on the good work that people do and ensuring that people seen for all the work. Thank you. We appreciate you. And apparently we have a couple more things. Elizabeth has housekeeping things, but thanks everybody.
All right.